The Anti-Defamation League is teaming up with Republicans and some Democrats to try to stifle your free speech when it comes to criticizing Israel. The Republican Party is working with the most prolific censorship organization on planet Earth, the Anti-Defamation League, to shut down criticism of Israel. The Anti-Defamation League has shut down conservative voices for decades. This is a betrayal. We must stop this bill.
Thank you very much for being here today. It's an honor to be here with not only my good friend Don Bacon and Jonathan Greenblatt, who is really just one of the greatest leaders we have right now, standing up to hate not just in the United States but around the world.
We work with YouTube to get them to change their algorithms. We work with Facebook on trying to use a redirect method.
When you talk about globalists, another phrase used by right-wing extremists.
We opened a center in Silicon Valley back in 2017. And the woman who runs it, she's an ex-Facebook executive. I have software engineers and data scientists working at ADL. We're monitoring all this stuff. And we're working with all the platforms, by the way. Google and YouTube and Meta and Twitter and Reddit and Steam and Amazon, all these companies. From like Apple to Zoom, we work with all of them, okay? That's relevant because we've been working with Twitter now since it was founded. We worked with the old regime, working with the new regime.
So we all know there's been an explosion of disinformation and anti-Semitic hate online and on social media platforms, not just here in our country, but around the world. I'm very grateful for my good friend Don Bacon for leading this, as he has always stood up to hate and extremism. This bipartisan legislation will require social media companies to release detailed public reports of violations of their terms of service and to outline how they're addressing these violations. We're very proud this bill has the backing of the Anti-Defamation League.
And I appreciate Jonathan Greenblatt for what him and his ADL stands for. And if you're on my social media, you see it every day from people that are responding back with what I consider clearly anti-Semitic kind of messages on social media. I even saw an article today, it was about me, but talking about we had to oppose congressmen who are pro-Zionists, right? And you're like, in other words, it's all over our social media, and it's unacceptable. Everybody in our country is entitled to respect and not to be an object of hate and scorn. And so we want to be in a country that makes clear that anti-Semitism or any kind of racism is repugnant, unacceptable, not allowed in my space, and with zero tolerance for it. And we need to work with our social media companies to clean this up. So we need to hold these companies accountable and work with them to take it off the airwaves. So I'm glad to work with my good friend on this. I appreciate Mr. Greenblatt being here as well.
Good afternoon. I want to thank Congressman Gottheimer and Congressman Bacon for their leadership and for inviting me here today to talk about Stop Hate Act. I think it's safe to say we are absolutely living through very troubling times because anti-Semitism and bigotry of all forms is surging.
Vlad, I worry that this could even get worse. So I think we really need tech platforms to step up and stop, lifting up these intemperate voices. We need elected officials to speak out. I think social media is a super spreader, as you said, of anti-Semitism and racism and all kinds of hate. Unfortunately, companies like X and Meta have retreated from content moderation in recent months. And Vlad, it's a little crazy that the most sophisticated, profitable companies on the planet Earth are outsourcing content moderation to the users. We are not only talking to the companies themselves, we're talking to the regulators. I mean, I think it is time for government to step up here. These companies are too big to just leave alone.
This bill is a direct attack on freedom of speech. And it is shocking to me. Actually, it is not that shocking, but it is enraging to me that the Republicans would team up with a group like the ADL, which is a notorious censorship organization that has been shutting down conservative voices for decades. They are literally the most prolific censorship organization that has ever existed.